loh. Yakin saya. Lagi senit.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's UCIC talk show. Today, my name is Jessica, and today I'll be your MC for today's IISMA talk show. So first of all, we are going to be having an alumni sharing session, and by today, I'm going to show you guys a bit of the rundown. Please be share screen. Okay, so for today, we have a total of 3 speakers, Jemima Donna Wibian for the University of California. And then we also have another speaker from the University of College Cork National University of Ireland, Putu Erika Valentina, and also Jonathan Edward from the Korean University. So for our rundown, by starting this session, it will be the opening by me, and then we'll have speech and motivation by Mr. Galar, which is the ISMA Task Force Chairman and Vice Head of International Relationship. Then we'll continue on to the sharing session by Putu Erika Valentine, followed by Jemima Donna Wabian, and lastly by Jonathan Edward. And then after that, we'll have the Q&A session, which I know some of you might have been waiting for. And then we'll continue off with photo session and some announcements. And then we'll close the event off by 5 p.m. Before we start, we'll have our speech and motivation remarks by Mr. Galal, the head of ISMA Task Force Chair and the Vice Head International Relations.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. Thank you, everyone. Before I start, would you like please to unmute unless you are about to express your question? Please to all the committee, would you like please to yep. Okay. Thank you. So good afternoon. Sorry. So good afternoon, students. So thank you also for the UCIC students for arranging this event, and also I appreciate all the students who are attending this info session here. And I believe that you are now here for a specific reason. So yeah, ISMA. We're talking about ISMA actually. Today we're going to talk about ISMA. So ISMA season is already in front of us actually, and you should be excited about it. And for those who might not know, I would say that IISMA is a prestigious scholarship given by our government that allows you to study abroad for 1 semester in the international universities all across the globe. So IISMA has been a great competition for Indonesian students for the past 3 years. And now we're heading to the 4th edition this year. And yeah, thank you also for these three UC ISMA alumni. We have Jemima, Erica, and Jonathan. So to all of you guys, they're about to share their exciting ISMA experience with all of you, and hoping to all of the students here are triggered and motivated to get the same the opportunity to get the international exposure with ISMA. And I also would like to bring to your attention that UC has been keep on making an impressive record in ISMA actually. So for your information, the number of UC students that is accepted in this ISMA program is showing a positive trend every year. So and this year, hopefully, we will repeat the history that we made last year to be the first private university in Indonesia that sent the highest number of student in ISMA. So imagine if you could be one of them and be a part of this great history for UC. So yeah, please, I'm not going to add anything, or I'm not going to make the invitation any longer. So yeah, please take this invitation seriously. Ask any question that you have and use this as a way that gonna help you with your upcoming ISMA journey. So yeah, back to you, Jessica. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the session.
Okay, thank you so much for the remarks, Pak Gelar. As Pak Gelar has stated before, ISMA season is coming, so we will be having a lot of talk shows from now on to inform you all about ISMA, the paths, and make sure you are all prepped to go for ISMA. And also, I think that the Q&A session is a very important session that you all should be ready for. So for all of you who are very interested and keen on learning more, you can start taking notes and prepare your questions for the Q&A sessions laterwards. So first of all, let me greet our first sharing session awardee, which is Putu Erika Valentina from the University College Cork, National University of Ireland. Hi, how are you?
Hi, thank you so much for this opportunity, Miss Jessica.
Yeah, so can you introduce yourself a bit?
Of course. Hi all, good afternoon. My name is Putu Erika Valentina. I'm from psychology, batch 2021, and I am an alumni from University College Cork, National University of Ireland.
Okay, so since introductions have been done, you can please share screen and start your sharing session. Thank you.
Of course, thank you so much, Miss Jessica. I'll share my PowerPoint. All right. Can you all see my PowerPoint?
Good. Oh, good.
All right then. Okay, once again, good afternoon, everyone. UCIC, Pak Gelar, Miss Jessica, and also thank you so much for Mr. Ray for inviting me to share my experience from ISMA here. Without further ado, I just give you guys a brief look to my ISMA 2023 wrap. Okay, as you all know, prior to its registration opening announcement, ISMA usually will publish this detailed timeline. For this year's, I think it's not that detailed yet, but this was last year's. So for the outlook of it, from December to January was the information session, just like we're having today. And then the registration period starts from the 8th of February to 8th of March. So we had exactly 1 month last year. And then there's this selection from the 10,496 registrants for undergraduate to only 4,827 interviewee. So from those interview announcement, it's already cut in half, maybe 55%. So when you already got into the interview, so you're about 50% accepted. just like that. And then you need to submit your CV. And there's going to be a lot of additional documents that you need to prepare, legal documents, your CV. Yeah, I'll tell you after this. And then there's also the interview selection. So from the announcement to the interview selection, there's only like 5 to 6 days preparation. So you need to be ready for that short preparation term. And then there's going to be a nationality test atau tes kebinekaan. And after that, you need to wait for three weeks for the announcement to go. All right. So, from knowing nothing about ISMA, I had to work fast and also prepare all of these. These are these as in administration documents, EPT, essay, and GPA. EPT is the English proficiency test. For undergraduate, you can take either DET, Duolingo English test, or the IELTS test. Okay, this is exactly my timeline, my preparation timeline for last year. So, maybe a short backstory. First of all, I initially had zero intention to register for ISMA. So when I saw ISMA, I was like, no, not for me. Because I am the person who is scared of losing. I'm more of an introverted person. So I was scared of losing, scared of trying something, putting all of my works to it, but not getting anything in not getting anything back. That's very scary for me. So I saw ISMA as something too big for me to handle. But my boyfriend, on the other hand, is very passionate and determined to apply. He kept on convincing me and reasoning with me on why ISMA would be a good door opener for me. ISMA would be a good chance for me to take. So after a few convincing here and there, I decided to just, why not try, because if I fail, all right, then at least I tried. Thus, after a while, I just gave in and decided to finally commit to apply to ISMA on the 31st of January. So it's like quite a short break before after our semester break. Then it had exactly 2 weeks to learn IELTS from scratch. I never really took IELTS before. I've only taken TOEFL. So I wasn't really familiar with the structure of IELTS and everything. So I learned from scratch in this 2-week span. I learned about the listening, reading, speaking, and writing. And I just divided all of those 4 sections into this 2 weeks. So at least like for the first week, I just learned everything. I got familiar with all the IELTS. And then on the second week, I do my mock test. I watch movies and everything. And I think it really helped me because on the 15th, I felt quite ready already to take the IELTS test for the morning session on the 16th of February. But sadly, it was hard to juggle it all because while preparing for IELTS, I also need to prepare for my legal documents. For example, like renewing my passport. I need to go back to Bali to renew my passport, and then to issue this legalized academic transcript thing. But it was actually not that hard because you can already apply it by. I think you can apply it by now. Can we, Miss Jessica?
So for the applying, I think the last time we talked with Miss Hilda, I think it's in preparation. Mr. Glar, do you have some more to add?
Yeah, sorry, what was the question again?
For the
Medica.
legalized academic transcripts, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Can they apply for it from now, or is there like a timeline for that?
Yeah, actually, the idea is we want you to be more prepared by the time the registration is open. We want you to be more prepared. So what I'm trying to say is please consider to start to process your legal the requirements of the documents such as the IELTS and as well as the academic transcript. So you don't have to wait for like specific timeline to request for the academic transcript, I think. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, the sooner the better, right? So you just can be ready when by the time the registration is open. Yeah.
All right, as you guys heard from Sir Galar, you guys already can apply for your academic transcript. I think you can just apply it by filling a form in your GIS, or you can ask your docent PA about this too. And it was hard because filling a form, like doing all these legal things, preparing for the paper for administration, studying IELTS, and sometimes I really lost hope. I kind of think it's too hard for me, but because I have someone else to fight alongside with me, I have my other friend Angie, who's going to talk next week, and I also have my boyfriend to fight with me. So it got quite more memorable than it was hard. You get, because you got someone to fight with. I think that also helped you to motivate yourself to, if you got too lazy, you can just ask for the others' progress, or maybe you got intimidated by them, so you just want to excel, want to be better than them, you know? So yeah, it was fun preparing for all of these, but sadly I had to miss out on my anniversary and my birthday for the IELTS preparation, but it was really a sacrifice that I was willing to make. So you guys need to think about that first too. Because once you commit, you are fully committed. You need to take your time. You need to think about what else do you have on your agenda, and how to just fit in those preparation in between those times. And after the test on the 16th, I decided that I need to have a rest. It was too hard. It was too hard for me. It was too stressful. Even on the 16th, after I had the test, we went to the cinema to just kind of cool off, but it still was too stressful for me. So I decided to just take a rest, take my mind off ISMA for a little bit. And after that, on the Saturday, I started on essay drafting. Essay drafting, since the questions are different, I believe they changed the question this year. So it was hard. It might be hard for you guys to prepare beforehand, before the actual question is released. So I think this was you guys can follow this timeline too. So after you prepared your EPT, you started on drafting. Since I think essay, I love writing. I'm just too lazy for it, you know. So I just block my time. And I do to-do list. And for that, by that I follow that strictly. And by using that, it just helps me to get my progress going. And on those, I drafted my essays for about 2 weeks. I just divided it for each questions. So like for the third, three first day, for the first essay, last, and blah blah blah. And after I wrote my first drafts, I maybe changed a little bit. I used a different method of answering, and then I got it peer reviewed. For this peer review, I asked for my docent PA, but you guys can also ask your friends. You guys can also ask your other teacher. It's up to you guys. And then I revised my essay from all those comments, all those feedbacks that I got from those peer review. And on the 6th, I finalized my essay. And on 7th and 8th, it was the submission for the registration. I strongly suggest you guys to just submit it earlier than like close to the deadline, because most of the time the website cannot handle a big volume of people trying to submit. So it's going to be like tricky to submit it last minute. So just give 2 days of submission time. Okay, these are little tips and tricks that I can give you guys in preparing for your EPT documents and essays. For EPT, of course, you guys need to practice, practice, and practice, because even though your English base is good, your understanding of grammar is good, but you never really practice for to talk or to write, it won't be that useful, especially in like structured tests like DET or IELTS. And you need to understand the structure. For DET, maybe there are different structures like writing and listening, and hear and write, or something like that. And for IELTS, there's also 4 sections of speaking, writing, listening, and reading. And you guys need to look at the past papers. You need to understand how it's structured, how is listening, how is speaking, because it's not merely you guys listening to me like this, because it was listening you guys need to actually understand, you guys need to analyze what you listen to actually do the IELTS. So that's why it was kind of tricky. And then other easier tips that I can give you is watch English movies, read English books, binge your favorite show, or just use English daily. Like, no, don't worry about grammars, don't worry about your wrong pronunciation or anything, just use it daily. It's just a way of practicing. And even one thing that I remember from last year was I got too lazy to learn to study or do the mock test for IELTS. So I just binged my favorite show, Young Sheldon, for 3 days, and it actually helped. There are a lot of vocabs that you can learn from books or movies. Okay, that's all for APT. And then next is documents. Documents. For the documents, yeah, just like do all this stuff. You need to read and analyze the required documents, what are needed by ISMA, what you need to submit. But I believe the international office or the AMP will help you with that. And then you need to stay in touch with your dosen PA or kaprodi, because you need to consult about your choices in host uni, your course choices. You need to consult with them whether you can get it converted to like the appropriate SKS or not. You guys need to take that in mind as well. And never feel shy to ask. You need to ask whatever question you have. Feel free to ask. Ask your friend, ask your ISMA alumni, ask your teacher, ask your parents, or whoever it is. Just ask, because it's better to ask and get the right information than not asking at all and just do everything wrong. Okay, and next is to approach international office or NMP for documents issuance, or if you need guidance to like prepare for the documents and everything, because they are really helpful. They always give us like the list of information of what we need to prepare. They give us like a tracker to monitor which we need, which we have prepared, which we have yet. So that was really useful too. And you guys need to be resilient, because after one stage to another, there's going to be something else that you need to do in addition. So for IELTS, you need to learn IELTS. For the essay, you need to prepare for the essay, and then for the documents, after one like term is closed, there's going to be another set of documents that you need to prepare in the next term. So it's going to be continuous. It's going to be a continuous path. That's why you guys need to be resilient. However hard it might be, however it seems like it was endless, you guys need to be resilient to just get through past all of these documents thingy. And then procrastination is your main problem, because your main enemy. Because if you just decided to procrastinate for one day to take care of one of your document, but this document needs like 4 to 5 days to process, and it will just like get your progress more behind. You get me? So when you got the information, get it ready right away. It really helped, especially when you still need to prepare for your APT and essays too. And then next is for the essay. For the essay, you don't just write things. For example, your achievements. You just don't write your achievements and bullet points or anything. No, but from the essay, as ISMA learn about you, ISMA know more about you. That's why I use the essay to build personal branding through storytelling. So from what story you want to give, you just show yourself more, show your growth, show what you learned, and show how you are as a person. And for the structuring and everything, you guys can use STAR. So you talk about the situation first, and then the task that you need to do, the action, what you've done, and the result, how well what you've done help with the overall situation. And of course, I think everyone knows this, use a hook as the introduction sentence, as the first sentence. So make sure that the first sentence can just catch the reader and make them more intrigued on what else is the content, what else do they have to tell you, and make the situation in your favor. For example, if you don't really if one of the question in IISMA last time was like telling a story about where you struggled the most. Don't make it a pity story. Don't make it like I'm so sad, my dog died, I can't do this, I can't do that. It's going to show your weakness. But from that, from those stories, you show how you grow as a person. For example, my dog died because I neglected him. From that, I learned to take care more of my responsibility, to be more organized, to care more about people, stuff like that. Just make it in your favor, you know, and show your growth, like I said, and avoid blatant bragging. So bragging means I won English competition. I got 4.0 GPA. I got this, I got that. Just like by showing that, it's not going to tell IISMA about you. It's just, wow, you won this national competition. Great. Then what is it to you? You need to tell the story about that. So use like wiser word choices, as in you want to show what you've done, you want to show your achievements, but you need to tell how that is affecting you as a person. That is for essay. Okay, after this, after all of those parts, you are going to submit it on the 8th of March. That was me last year. And after that point, there's going to be a cutoff, like 50% cutoff for the interview part. And I got into the interview part, and after I got in, I immediately had to prepare for all of these. So another administration documents, I need to submit CV too, and then I need to do the tes kebinekaan, and also of course the interview. Please always measure your progress. Like don't you think that by you've done this, you've done that, you've done a lot, but that gave you the feel of ease. But if you don't take note on list of things that you actually need to do, it might actually get overwhelming. So that's why just like measure your progress, set target, do time blocking, and be aware of more new informations, of whether there's any changes and everything. Just feel free to ask anyone if you want. And this is the second term, like the timeline for the interview timeline. After the 8th of March, on the 9th, we are already told to fill in our website-based CV. And after that, we got like 4 days to submit them. And right away, we're going to do the tes kebinekaan on Sunday. On a Sunday. So it's going to be like a continuous path. It's like only this in 1 week. No, it's going to be continuous. It's affecting in one another. So if you are too late on the CV, you won't be able to do the tes kebinekaan either. You won't be able to focus on that. That's why I said in this IISMA registration period, please prevent procrastinating. Okay, after all of those CV submission, tes kebinekaan, I also had to take a rest because it was really tiring. And on the 15th of March last year was the interview announcement. And after the announcement, I only had like 6 days of preparation because my interview day is 21st. But there are also some people who immediately got the interview on the 17th. So they had only 2 days to prepare. That's why you guys need to actually learn the interview beforehand, the IISMA registration period, because it's going to be too much if you just learn those all in this short time period. And interview, and then after interview, we need to also prepare additional documents, and after that is the final submission of those documents. And yeah, as I said, we waited for 3 weeks to get the already announcement on the 14th of April. That was the timeline of last year's, and I am going to tell you about notes on what to do for the second half of the administration. Well, as I said, it was a web-based CV. For this CV, you need to like write a CV, but instead of uploading a ATS style CV, you need to fill in a Dropbox like fill in form in the ISMA website. And some of the experiences that was asked was 3 organizational experiences, 3 professional or internship experiences, and 3 awards and achievement. And there's also publications. I forgot to add that. Publications and your skills. And one thing that I can tell you is it's better to empty them rather than faking them. Because I know some people who fakes their CV, and when it got like testified, they just got blacklisted. That's why it's better to just empty them, and you can uh you actually understand your experiences. So not like you put one experience as the project officer of one activity, but you don't really tell what your role is in there is, it won't really be that useful. So you guys need to understand what you've done, what your role is, and how is the product from that. That's all for web-based CV. And for test kabinekaan, or the nationality test, it's actually a test to measure how well you are able to implement the values of Pancasila and UUD 1945 in your daily life. So it's not really a right or wrong answer. It's not really a test, but it's like to measure how humane you are. And therefore, you need to be honest, because if you just fake your answers, it's going to be detectable. That's why you need to be honest. You need to think of what you actually would do in real life if you see like a scenario that was given in the nationality test. All right. I made this interview templates questions for you guys. You can scan the QR. I'll give you like 2 minutes, or 1 minute is enough to give this a scan. Okay, I'll also send the link later on the question box. For the interview hacks, maybe I'll just need to make it faster because the time is running out. So for the interview, maybe some hacks that you guys need to remember is to practice your English speaking prior to the registration period, which is now. And due to its high anxiety, fast-paced process, this is where most applicants just fall short. They gave up here. And contrary to popular belief, there is a too much practice, because if you practice too much, you get more less confident in yourself, and that just like it's not good for the next level of the interview. That's why you just need to practice enough rather than too much, you know. And for this interview, it's most likely to be essay based. So that to prepare for that, you need to study and understand your essay and generate essay related questions through ChatGPT. That was useful too. And for my experience, I got tired for the interview because I find interviews to be very draining, right? So you need to critically because you need to critically answer the questions when you are asked, while trying to speak fluently as possible, while also maintaining professional behavior. That's why, because of how stressful this was, I had to miss a class. Therefore, while going through this period, please get a support system like your friend, your family, and everyone else. And this is my daily motivation. After all hard work would be paid off. And it definitely paid off. This is my studying abroad moments. I had a fresher week, societies. We also played gamelan in UCC, and my classes, I loved my classes. And there are also ISMA activities pinch in there, Mayurna Jiwa and Widya Loka. There are challenges for ISMA. You guys will know about them later. And then there's also volunteering. I volunteered for the film festival in Cork and also for Halloween parade. And this is my lovely professor in gamelan. And what's going abroad without traveling, right? So after those rigorous amount of exams that I've done, I spent the last 2 weeks to travel to these places. So we went to Salt Hill, Cove, Calmore Abbey, Blarney Castle, Kinsale, Christmas Market, Jan's Causeway, and Ring of Kerry. It's all was in Ireland. And look at how beautiful it is. The sky is very blue. And that's all from me. If you guys have any question you would like to personally ask me, just hit me up through my email, pvalentina.putra@ac.id, or my Instagram @akirefals. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ibu Erica. So that was a very sharing session. I think I also learned a lot. You need to measure progress, do time blocking. So thank you so much. Now we are going to our next session, which will be brought by Jemima Donna Wibian from an IISMA awardee from the University of California, Davis. You can please share your PPT and start.
Okay, I'll start screen sharing first. Can you hear my voice clearly, by the way?
Yes, we are.
Oop. All right. So thank you so much, Miss Jessica, Pak Gelar, and also all the Mr. Ray too, for giving me this opportunity to be able to share my IISMA journey. And we're gonna start. So here's a little bit about me. Hi, you guys. My name is Jemima Donna, and I'm from BMI Batch 2021, and I'm an alumni of IISMA 2023 at University of California, Davis. So let's just jump straight to the point here.
Sorry, Jessica. Sorry, Jemima. I think your screen is not moving.
Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
Sorry. Is it still not sharing, sir?
Yeah, well, from my end, I don't see anything actually. It's not
I
starting, but
see,
I don't know
but
it anyway.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
see a
green.
screen, but it's not. Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe we can move on with Jonathan first, maybe, and Jemima, you can find out what's wrong with the presentation.
yeah, okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, since Jemima has some PPT problems, we will move on to Jonathan Edward. He is an ISMA awardee from the Korea University, so he can start sharing his screen and present first.
Okay, wait, let me share my screen first. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yes, we can.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, thank you for the very thank you for the opportunity. So for now, I'm going to present my ISMA Core University presentation and journey. And maybe I'm not going to be very technical about the selection. I'm just going to share about what is my thoughts and what is my motivation and how you can also reflect my journey as your consideration in applying in IISMA. And I hope this will also motivate you to do this, because this program is kind of like a once in a lifetime experience that I can get to experiencing studying abroad, especially in Korea itself, which is a very big nation and known for its entertainment industry. And I'm one of the person that really interested in the culture itself. So without further ado, I'm going to also explain my background. So I'm going to bragging about my Korean with a while because I learned that. So 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 조나단입니다. 너무 반갑습니다. 저는 고려대학교 교환 학생입니다. 저는 International Business Management International 수업 Ciputra Surabaya 대학교입니다. 너무 반갑습니다. So my name is Jonathan Edward Surya. I'm from Korea University, and I'm arrived at September 2023 until December 2023. So my departure is kind of for about 4 months to live abroad, and I take a lot of experience from a lot of people because we have 40 awardees there, which is, I think Korea University is one of the biggest amount awardees compared to the other Hosh University. We all that have around 80 or 90 awardees, which is very big community there that you can get as Indonesian. But the whole point of getting into IISMA itself is to blend in with the international community, to learn about the culture. So you need to also blend in with the international students, because there in Korea, I have friends with a lot of Koreans and a lot of international students also. At first, it is really hard to be friends with the Korean itself because they be stunned if you speak English with them. Because of that, I need to learn a little bit basic about Korean in order to let them open up to us as foreigners. Because of that, I think you also need to harness your interpersonal skills and also the barriers that you can get in order to socialize with the international community. So about the preparation, I'm just going to take a little bit points because earlier Erica already prepared a very detailed and amazing preparation presentation. So I'm just going to share about my thoughts and my experience. So I categorized it into 4 points that you need to pay attention to, which is the English proficiency. You can get IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, and also another alternative there if it is allowed by IISMA to a certain Hosh University. Because, for example, like Duolingo, some of the Hosh University didn't accept Duolingo. I think, if I'm not mistaken, is Australia or some region in America. But it also can be applied to another Hosh University like Asia region, Europe region, and many else. But in my defense, I think one of the most generally accepted international and English proficiency test is IELTS, because IELTS itself is very strong in the test. So I think it also reflects how your English is going to be articulated in a way. For example, at that time, I prepared my English proficiency just for about 1 week from the closing deadline of registration, which is very tight and short in time. And at that time, if I said it to myself, if I'm not get around 7 or more than 7, I'm not going to apply, because there's a lot of people that have more than 7 in their English proficiency test for IELTS. So in my opinion, you need to prepare your English very well. So you need to also boost your English skills, because it is really important in order for you to learn abroad. And English is one of the language that is used in general. And other than that, you also have alternatives such as Duolingo if you maybe have one to like more cheaper, because IELTS is very expensive in a way, and Duolingo is more affordable. But again, it's all about give and takes. And there's a lot of pros and cons about this, but it's all coming back to you again, because I do believe everyone also have its own values. Therefore, you can shine it through from your interview and your essay, because I know there's a lot of happening. Like, I'm not going deep or jump into the controversy of how ISMA is happening right now, especially how it happens in Twitter, saying ISMA is like this, like that. But I just want to talk like, if you really want it, just go for it, because ISMA is also one of the programs that can let you open up as a person and learn, because it is for the process of adulting. And I do believe like ISMA is one of the experiences that really makes me mature in a way and see a lot of perspective from one's and many point of view, which is very, very interesting to see. There's pros, there's cons arguments, but coming back again, you just need to know that you're worth of something and you know your own values. Therefore, you can shine it through to your selections. Therefore, in your essay, I just want to talk like you need to also mark your points. Like, what is your interesting points that you want to bring? What is your interesting message that you want to articulate in your progress, in your planning as becoming an awardee? Because as an awardee, at first, I'm not that type of awardee that I'm also kind of the same with Erica, because I didn't really plan out this kind of program. I just kind of apply and do my essay, and thank God I got it. But at that first time, I really felt I have this like unbothered mindset of, wow, I got in, but there's a lot of people out there that's also prepared for more than 1 or 2 years and their second attempts, which is very, very sad if they didn't got in, but I'm the one that didn't really prepare and got in. Because of that, I really regret that. So I hope you guys can really prepare and know that you want this, because there's a lot of people out there that also have the same opportunities, have the same chance. But if you didn't really take that chance and use it well, I think it's not going to be that worth it, because like again, this program is all about representing yourself. You're being truthful to yourself. That means in that way, in my example, I choose to be one of the person that trying to bring a message of representing our culture, even it is modern or contemporary or traditional, I want to represent it. And because of that message and because of that purpose, I have this like a pathline that I want to represent in my essay, in my interview. Because if you just like represent, oh, I have this, I am one of the smartest students in my university, it doesn't really going to shine through the real purpose of ISMA. Because ISMA itself is about representing our culture, represent and give back to Indonesia, bring impacts to Indonesia and in the global or in the local communities of Indonesia. Because of that, I do believe that you need to seek out your purpose first in order to join this program. You need to know what is your purpose in joining ISMA. What is your goal after having ISMA as your one of student exchange program? Because of that, I marked that points. And after that, I didn't really give a lot of explanation. I just go directly to the punchline, like, I want to be blah, 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 blah. And I just want because blah, 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 blah. So there's statement, reasoning, and conclusion. So after you having your reasoning, you need to also show how this is going to impact the communities, the society. Therefore, your essay is going to be more powerful in a way. And after that, of course, there's a lot of documents that you need to prepare, but don't be worried. Of course, you have your own methods in order to plan things out or measure things out that you need to do first. But back again, you just need to communicate to your own facilitators, especially in UCs, because I do believe many of our parties here in UC, such as NNP and your PROD or your co-parties, really going to support you no matter what. So therefore, I think one of the keys in order to prepare the documents is us, just simply us. Us if you have confusion, us if you have things that you need to confirm about. Therefore, it's also going to be helpful because documents, I think it's not that hard. You just need to be like precise in the deadline itself, because there's a lot of deadline there, and don't delay things. Just do it. And when you have something that you need to do, just go for it for just go for it and do it fastly, because there's a lot of things that you need to prepare after that. And then we go into the interview if you got into the essay and the documents admissions. And at the interview, I just want to say that you need to be yourself. Either way, I know that you're going to prepare interview draft and interview designs script, but I also prepare it, but I didn't really use it because I do believe this script kind of restrained me in a way, because you didn't really shine through as a person, because you have the scripts that is written, even though it is really truthful, but the arts of talking is more about simplicity. It's about how you can show your true self, your true form as a person, as individuals. And therefore, I need to use my own strong introduction statements. For example, I just said that my name is Jonathan Edward, and I'm one of the students from International Business Management Studies, and I want to go to my host university option is Korea and Aussie Monash, but I choose Korea as my introduction statement because there's my priority university to go to. So I just said I want to go to Korea University because I do believe Korea University have a lot of chance and a lot of markets there to introduce our culture as Indonesian, because from the west up to the east region we have this. And because of that, I do believe we can choose this university as my studies, as my option of studies, and as my non-academic proposals, and many else. So it's really precise in a way, and you need to just give a strong statement that you want to do this, and you really plan out and having a clear background and a clear purpose why you want to join IISMA. And that is going to give you a really strong impression at first. And then after that, in the body of the interview, maybe you can fill in a lot of your resources. For example, like me, I like to read a lot of wise words or quotes. And there I said, like, I kind of give like an ode to IISMA. Like, I want to learn another language. I want to learn another perspective of culture in order to know the international community. Therefore, I said, I want to learn language because I do believe from this author that learning another language is just not about learning different words for the same things, but also learning the other perspective that we need to seek out and blah, 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 blah. But it's just not about saying what but I did really do that. Like, I learned another language like Korea for just about 4 months, even though I'm not that advanced and I'm not a good speaker myself. I'm trembling and I'm stumbling in speaking. So actually, those kind of oath that you need to speak out and you need to give to Indonesia itself and to give to the IISMA itself is one of your oaths to becoming an awardees. Because when you say an oath, you need to do it. You need to do it because it is kind of like a responsibility as an awardees. Because I do believe if you're not really doing what is matter to you or important to you in your studying abroad experience, it's not going to be worth it. It's not going to be as impactful as it's going to be. Because in my example, there's a lot of person there and a lot of other awardees that just go for the experience of traveling, but they didn't really executing what they planning out and give to IISMA. And I think it's not really fair in a way. Therefore, I do believe at first I'm going to repeat it myself over and over again. Know your background, know your purpose in order to make this whole experience as a great experience, a great one, not just a basic one. So after that, I'm just going to talking about the course after the heavy topics. So the course that I've been taking there's 4 courses that we need to take. At that time, I think there's one web from IISMA that show what course and in my case, I cannot really take that course because some prerequisite. So there's some courses that cannot be taken because some prerequisite. Therefore, luckily in Korea University, we given the chance to take another course outside of international business or the listed courses from IISMA. And back again, you need to communicate to your party about this. I communicate about my conditions. I communicate about my courses to my party. Therefore, my party approved this, and we can take this course. And luckily, I can take language courses. I can take theory cultural studies, Mystery of Human Body, business English, which is very different from what I've been doing in UC. And it is really eye-opening because I can learn a lot of perspective from the literature studies. I can learn from the medical studies. I can also learn from my own studies, which is business. But I need to see like I need to see like what is Korea have been doing now in their marketing or in their operational method and many else. So it is really eye-opening. And other than that, because we have a lot of people and awardees in my host university, around 40 people. So we kind of create this organization teams in order to create coordinations. So I'm one of the event coordinators from this host university to lead 40 people. Because in IISMA, we're going to have a lot of challenges that we need to do as an awardees. For example, Heroes Challenge in order to memorize in the memorizing of Heroes Days, and Batik Challenge in order to celebrate Batik Days. And other than that, in Korea University, we also held festival such as International Student Festival. So therefore, I do believe if you want to hold out a wholesome experience, you need to also become one of the coordinators or the event planners, because it is really impactful in a way, because you can also introduce the culture to the local communities. You can introduce yourself as a person and as an individuals in the society, and you also can develop yourself in a better way in organizational activities, and therefore you can be a good leader. And of course, we're talking about Korea. And of course, there's a lot of idols there. And this is I think this is one of the greatest culture in Korea, because they did a lot of festivals and they invite a lot of idols and a lot of artists there for free. So we can see this concert for free, like seeing New Jeans perform Super Shy just for free is a wholesome experience. And other than that, they're really crazy for sports. They simply do a match with an such as Yonsei University, and they did a celebration because they win. And this is one of the greatest culture that we also can get as a foreigner here. So I do believe every host university had its own values, had its own attractiveness. You just need to choose and see what is one of the host university that really suitable for you. And in my case, I really like Korea culture, so I choose Korea. And other than that, we also can experience other culture of their celebration day, such as Chuseok. So at Chuseok, I can have a lot of time to cultural exchange with the locals community, to go to very remarkable historical places and taste a lot of Hanguk umshik, which is Korean dishes. So we can try a lot of traditional Korean dishes. And we also can try the hanbok itself. And I can go also to another city, which is Busan, after Chuseok, which is very, very great in a way. So I think in conclusion, I just want to talk to my friends and those that is really interested in joining IISMA. But again, you just need to know your purpose, know your work, know your values, and do this selections and choose this program as one of the platform for you to represent your own purpose. So if you have further questions, just simply put question in my DM, because I do believe I'm more active in Instagram. And back again, if you need some help, just simply ask to your facilitator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jonathan Edwards. So next up, we will go back to Janmima Donna Wibian from the University of California, Davis. we can ask Eugene to please share screen the presentation, and Jemima can start.
Yep. Okay. Sorry. My apologies for the previous technical issues, everyone. So hi, my name is Jemima Donna, and today I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my IISMA journey. So next, please. All right. So like I said, here's a little bit about me. I'm from BMI batch 2021, and I am an alumni of IISMA 2023 at the University of California, Davis. Next, please. So I'll just jump straight to the point. So here's the top 3 most important aspects in the application or selection process for me. So for me, the first thing that you guys must do is the English proficiency test. You must prepare this very well first before actually jumping into other administration documents or essay or even interview. So make sure that you prepare very well. IISMA generally accepts these 3 English tests, which is IELTS, Duolingo, and TOEFL. And they're all, I wouldn't say like which one is better or what, but I would generally recommend IELTS because it has, most universities accept IELTS more than like Duolingo, for example. But if you guys are preparing for Duolingo, for a background story, I was actually very unprepared for IISMA. So I registered pretty late in the game. So I prepared the English test also a little bit late. And back then I couldn't take IELTS. I wanted to take IELTS because my IELTS test was expired. But because of the time limitation, I had to take Duolingo English test because my time was so limited. I had to take the test that can give me a quick result. So in this case, Duolingo can give you a result in just 2 days compared to IELTS that give you results in a week or so. So if you guys want a fast result, I mean, each of them has like pro and cons, but if you guys want a faster result, and if you guys are planning to go to the US or or other countries, Asian countries, I would generally recommend Duolingo more. So next, please. This is my personal recommendation if you guys are taking the Duolingo English test. He's a YouTuber named Teacher Luke. So because I was so unprepared, I couldn't take like a proper course or anything like that. So I had to like prepare it on my own. So I decided to just go to the internet and I found this guy, and he really, really helped me out during the preparation because he explains everything very well, all the details and information about the Duolingo English test. So if you guys are planning to get the Duolingo English test, please just check this out. And okay, next. All right, so I've heard that this year essay questions are different from last year, but this is basically the sample questions for the essay last year. They're all pretty general and talks mostly about yourself. So like your academic performances, achievements, and skills involved in all of that. And then also like your plans to engage with the international communities during the program, and also your problem solving skills and how you navigated through it, as well as simple as your health condition. But all of this I really agree with Erica also, that you have to build your own story and build your personal branding. So it's not only just answering questions based on bullet points, but how you actually show yourself as a person. And this way, you have to actually start writing your essay very early and prepare for it, because trust me guys, writing, you couldn't do essay in just like one night or 2 nights. You should prepare at least like a week or so and start writing the drafts. Anything that you can write, anything that came up to your mind, just start writing it. And then after that, you start like revising everything and proofreading to like your teachers, your friends, or IISMA alumni. And then after that, it will be like so much more easier for you guys if you prepare your essay early, and it will result in a better essay as well. All right, next. All right, so moving on to the interview process. For me personally, this is the most nerve-wracking experience because I'm the same as Jonathan and Erica. I'm an introverted person. I thought that IISMA was too big of a challenge for me. I'm very introverted. I'm very quiet too. I couldn't do public speaking very well. And so interview process for me was very, very nerve-wracking. I still remember I was interviewed by each interviewer are different, so you couldn't really expect who you'll get during the interview. Sometimes you get a really scary looking man like I did, or you get some other people. But so just to cut this short, the interview process is mostly based on your essay, and it is held on a Zoom meeting. So it's one-on-one, face-to-face. Sometimes the interviewer can turn on their camera, sometimes they're not. It really depends. It's really random, honestly. But yeah, the questions are mostly based on your essay. So usually it's just how you can elaborate the answer from your essay. I recommend you to not repeat the answers from your essay, but elaborate it, make it more detailed, add more details, and they usually will add extra questions too. So for example, like, why do you choose the host country that you're picking? Or like, why do you choose the university that you're picking? And in what ways can you contribute back to this program? So it's all about like how you can contribute back to Indonesia from this program. So it's not only about you studying abroad. It's not only about you going abroad to another country to like learn about their culture, but how can you contribute back to Indonesia? And also like some extra questions that can pop out is also like, why do you choose IISMA as a scholarship? Or sometimes they would even ask you like, why should IISMA choose you as an awardee? So it's kind of like a tricky question to answer, but yeah. So, and also aside from the extra questions, there are also sometimes a case study questions. So from my experience, I was asked like, if I get homesick in my host country, which is the US, it's very far from home. It's very far from Indonesia. It's like 10,000 miles away, right? So if you feel homesick, and what would you do? And how do you get support from your friends and family? And how are my friends supporting me this whole time? It's kind of like a personal question, but they did ask me that. And so it's important to remember that the questions can vary from each interviewers, so it can be different from people to people, and like based on your essays, obviously each person are also different, so you cannot really have like a set of questions from the interview. So yeah, and an important reminder, you have to always be honest and be yourself, guys. Please just don't make up lies or anything like that. It would just ruin you in the long run. So always be honest and be yourself. All right, next, please. Next, please. All right, so were all the hard work worth it? So all the details and everything, you guys basically know like how nervous it is to apply to IISMA, like how competitive it is. Honestly, next please. Yes, it is so worth it. You get to meet new people that you've never met before. All of these Indonesian fellow awardees that's gonna be a part of you, and they're basically my family until now. So they're basically also like my family there, because like they're going through the same journey as me, and they're just my number one supporter there. And the fact that we're bringing our culture to a different country is just such a heartwarming feeling. And next, please. So this is a little glimpse of my life at UC Davis. So for context, UC Davis is very big in terms of like the size, and Davis itself is said to be like a campus town, campus city, because most of the city is covered by the campus, the UC Davis. So here is like on the left, there's like a discussion class, and yes, you can definitely see from there how the American culture is. Like you can wear shorts and sandals there. It's like, it's their culture. We must respect it, guys. Even though here you cannot, but there you can. And also like there you can see like the bus and a lot of bike. So my main mode of transportation there was using a bike or a bus. So you can just roam around the city using a bike very easily, or you can take a bus. And also like the cows, UC Davis is very famous for its agriculture. So you can see a lot of farms, a lot of cows, and even turkey just randomly roaming around the campus. So yeah, and also like another like class situation and library there is so huge. You can find any kind of book there, and it is such a great place to study. And yeah, and then there's a football field, and which is also a very American thing, I would say, because like how big football is there and how competitive it is. And watching the homecoming football game was a really fun experience and a very new experience as well. And there's also a picture of sunset that I took from the campus as well. And it's basically like a very pretty place on campus that I'd say like if I were having a stressful day from finals or midterm, I would just go there and sit and just, you know, enjoy the sunset. All right, next, please. This is like overall vibes of the city itself. There's like it's generally very clean, very green, very clean. It's just a beautiful city, even though like you cannot expect to see a lot of tall buildings because it's just a small town, a small campus town. Mostly it's just campus. So yeah, next. And I've also traveled to places There are a lot of places to travel to here, and I was blessed to actually have the opportunity to travel to these places on the summer break and also the fall quarter break. So yeah, remember guys, you have to manage your time wisely. It's not only about traveling. Obviously, you have to manage your time well with your studies as well. Although traveling really brings a life eye-opening experience, I would say, because like you experience the culture there, how life is there. And then next, please. And I also made a new home. I met a lot of people from different cultures, different countries, like from Japan, Korea, because California itself is very diverse, especially in UC Davis itself. It's very diverse. You can make a lot of friends, international friends from the whole world, like India, Korea, Japan, Chinese, everyone from around the world. So it's really interesting to actually see all of this diversity and like feel like, oh, you still you can learn a lot more about their cultures. You learn a lot of new things every day from them, and it's such a fun experience, and it's a really nice feeling to make a new home there, and like knowing that even though we are apart now, but they're still a part of me somehow. All right, next please. And also I gained a lot of weight, obviously. This is also like one of like maybe a stereotype of American, and I guess it is true that the food there is very delicious, but also like be careful of gaining a lot of weight. I gained 7 kilograms from before actually going to the US, so yeah. All right, next please. Yeah, but for the most part, aside from all the fun stuff, next please. I learned a lot. I learned how to live. It is such an adulting phase of my life because I learned how to be more mature there. I learned how to live alone when here I used to have everything ready for me, and I learned how to live by myself and learn how to respect other cultures. I learned a lot. It's such a life-changing experience, guys. And next, please. All I want to say is just shoot your shot, you guys. For whoever here that really wants to get this scholarship, please just shoot your shot. Just try your best. For now, I'd say just don't think about whether you'll get accepted or not. Just think about like how can you prepare your best for the application, for the essays, for the interview, that all of those preparations, just prepare it well, and yeah, just try it, because to me, if I try, I still have that chance of getting it. Instead of you just give up and you don't try, that chance becomes 0. So I'd say just shoot your shot, try it. If you guys have any questions at all, just don't be afraid to ask. It's a good thing to ask, actually. That's what I learned from the US, because there, honestly, they don't, because of the individualistic culture, they don't really care if you don't know about something, but they will really be glad to help you if you ask something. So don't be afraid to ask any information at all. Maybe like shoot me a DM if you guys need any help at all. So yeah, shoot your shot, guys. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jemima, for the insights about your experience during the ISMA period. I think I saw the pictures of the food and I think it was like it looks very delicious. So now we'll go on to the Q&A session. So for students who have questions, you may write them in the chat or you may raise your hands and immediately ask. But it's preferred if you open your camera. Okay, so we're going to start from IBMIC Alexander. You can please turn on your camera and unmute.
Hello. So this question is addressed to Ko Jonathan.
Hi.
Okay. Hi, Ko. So my question is, as of my knowledge, Korea is one of the most popular destination that is chosen by applicants. And so my first question is, how are you so confident that you're gonna throw away one of your choices for something that has a very small percentage of acceptance?
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I
Actually, I
forgot. I just
just
maybe it happens because I have this kind of connection with Korea lifestyle because I do believe I have a lot of knowledge there that I can get, and I know there's a lot of things that I can get. Because of that, I choose Korea as my first priority. And I just said, like, in the interview, I said like this, uh, I'm one of the Koreans enthusiasts, but in the other side, I felt Indonesia also had the shot in order to be as big in the entertainment industry as as evident in Korea. Because of that, I do believe those answer really give some statement that in Korea, I'm just not going to travel around or playing around, but also looking forward to the knowledge that I can get. And I give promise to ISMA because as a international business management students, I have my own business. And in that interview, even the interviewer didn't ask me a thing about my essay. They just simply asked about what is my business and what is my business impact to the society and how you're going to connect it with ISMA. Because of that, I think one of the main solutions for this question is knows your background first. What you going to do, what is your purpose, and what you're going to give and brings to Indonesia. Therefore, you're going to have a more strong statement and strong answer for that question. I think that is all. If it is already answered your question, is there any question?
Okay, so my second question is, if we weigh like the interview specifically for one university, does it affect the chances of the other choices?
Maybe I can share you a little bit about the other experience from another wordies because I shoot directly to the Korea itself. So she didn't really ask me about the second choices, which is the Australia. But for other cases, sometimes the interview also asks you if you are willing to change to another host university, for example, your second priority list. But in some cases, it is really unpredictable. In my case, the teacher didn't really ask about my second choices. Maybe it's just because of their criteria of the host university or many else. I don't know. But like again, if you really want to go to a certain host university, just go for it. And if you have your second options, being us just said, if you or maybe it is your choice basically. If you want to take it, just take it. But if you don't want to, you need to have some good reasoning why you still want to choose this one main priority list.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. So I hope your question is answered. Next, we will have William Gasuma. You can please turn on your camera and unmute your microphone.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay. First and foremost, good afternoon for Jonathan, Erica, and also Jemima, and also the other committee for this Zoom meeting. I thank you very much for this opportunity for me to ask questions. I have two questions. Any of the awardees can answer. So the first question is, for the essay, are the essays that we have to write down, do they have a limit, or do we just need to write as much as we can about ourselves and how do we describe about our life journey and anything else. Because from the sheets that Erica proposed to us, I see that there are a lot of questions about the essay that about your experiences in life and how are you supposed to handle certain things and et cetera, et cetera. So should I move on to the second question, or do the awardees want to answer this first question?
Maybe we can give an answer to the first question first.
Okay.
I believe there's a limit. There's a word limit for each essay. I fail to remember. Can maybe Jemima or Jonathan help me to answer?
Yes. So, if I'm not mistaken, the word limit was 350 words for each questions. So, yeah,
Okay, thank you,
it was
Jemima.
last year, but I'm not really sure about this year. But last year was 350 words max.
So there is a word limit, and what I heard is this year's question is going to be different. So maybe there's going to be a different word limit to that, and just I think Jonathan also mentioned it, but don't be too lengthy in your essays. Just make it as compact as possible. Just pile in all of those experiences, what you've learned, what you've done, how it impact them in that short paragraph of 350 words.
Okay. Can I follow up with another question towards that? For the questions, where do we access them? Because like from the IISMA website, I believe that there are certain applicants for the different universities, but from what I've researched, I didn't quite find the questions. So where can I access these questions?
Have you already registered to the web, to the account?
Oh, so we have to register first, then afterwards we do accept the questions, or do we beforehand we register?
Yeah, so basically, they going to ask you to create an account first, and when you put all of the documents there, I do believe they have their own sheets, right, guys? So they have their own answer sheets to be filled. It's like cheese. It's like I don't know. It's like it's like online exam. So basically there's question and there's the answer box. So you answer it there rather than you give your own documents files there. So maybe when you put your admission first, you can see the question first, but you don't necessarily needs to answer it and submit it right away. You just need to see the question first and take your time and answer the question in your draft maybe, and after that you revise it, and after that you can submit it to your account. That is why the reason Erica and Jemima said that you need to prepare beforehand. You cannot like just make essay in one night because of that, because it is like a flow. It's like the administration is like a flow. It's one flow, one cycle. So you need to submit this document, and then there's essay, and there's another document beforehand. You need to prepare first. Maybe the other ones to add, guys.
Yeah, so basically the essay acts as a part of the what do you call it, the documents, like the application documents. So yes, so you must register first and see like all the required documents, and the essay questions will be there as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much from the three of you. Next question, for my second question, is about the accommodation. Does IISMA themselves provide accommodation for us, or do we need to search for our own accommodations later in our host universities or our host countries?
I think it depends on which uni or which host countries you're going on. But in my case, in UCC, I got it arranged by the UCC international office already. So they got us an accommodation, and they paid for it first. And when our money from IISMA came in, that is where we paid them to IISMA. So we don't need to pay them. But in some cases, you need to put deposit. So before your IISMA money like given to you, you need to pay with your own money, but there's going to be a reimburse system. So it's different in other in like different uni.
So a sort of down payment, maybe?
Yeah, down payment.
I see.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, it's different. I believe like every university is different. As for me, I'm different from Erica. So I must pay on my own. So ISMA gave the allowance, the full allowance, and then I must pay it according to the payment for the accommodations on my own. So
Yeah, it's different. For example, like me, I live in dorms. So because Korean University have dorms, and therefore I need to pay directly to the dorms organizers and ISMA give allowance. So basically you have two SIMs. You have reimbursement SIMs if you have arranged by another people or another parties outside of the university, or if it is inside from the university. And in another case, you just needed to pay it by yourself with your allowance from ISMA. Because ISMA, at first you're going to be receive like two elements of allowance. So basically, maybe I'm going to use Indonesia to be more articulate. So ada dana kedatangan sama dana kehidupan, living allowance. So dana kedatangan itu nanti yang bisa mengcover your accommodations, and after that there's living allowance like that.
Okay, I see. So lastly, I thank you very much for the three of you to share your experiences, and that is all from me. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, William. So now we have a question in the chat from Jason Miracle from IMT. He wants to ask to the alumni about their experience. So have you guys encountered any difficulties because of the language barrier? So, how did you guys tackle the language barriers? Like how you socialize with foreigners and how it is a new experience and challenging since for it's a challenge for Jason to interact with foreigners because of his English. So that's his question. Any of the alumni can answer his question.
I have a funny story about this actually. So I'm not going disclaimer, I'm not going to be racist, but this is the truth. So in Korea, I don't know, they portrayed me as what ethnicity, but when they approach me, they speak in Korean and I'm stunned in a way like, wow, if I'm not going to learn the locals language like Korea itself, I'm not going to survive here. Because basically when they see me, or maybe other people that is having the same ethnicity as them, like certain like Chinese or maybe Asian, they just simply going to use Korean first, which is very, very crazy, right? So I think the most important thing is to research about your uh host university nation's culture first. For examples like Korea, are they going to use English as their first language or their second language? And after that, you can use English maybe to help you to communicate, because maybe some of them not speaks in English, and some of them using English as their first language. But I do believe you just need to simply communicate with them, because sometimes they just scared to speak with foreigners because of the language. Therefore, you need to make the first move in order to socialize with the foreigners or the local communities. Maybe the others want to add.
I'd like to add something too. Just like what Kojo said, they are scared of us, we are scared of them. So unless we go first, no one is going anywhere. That's why like trying to approach people first and just like practicing my English skill, how people can just learning their accents and everything. It was quite hard because, as you guys may know, Irish accent is very hard to understand. So the first like I think one of the story that I can tell is that one of the subject that I'm taking was sociology in health and illness. It was kind of a tough class for me, but it was fun because the professor is fun, but the professor speaks in a really thick Irish accent. The way he speaks, like you can't even hear anything. So so I was like, that was one of the big challenge because it's so sad. I enjoyed the course so much, but I can't really understand if he thought when he taught. And I already tried like several alternatives to learn. I tried to ask him to record the lesson, and from that recording I just slow it down and I tried to understand what he said, but after all it's too hard, so I decided to change my course. Yeah, so you're not going to be always successful. All your journey is not going to be as smooth as you might think, but it's okay. We're learning in ISMA, and that's fine. Maybe Jemima?
Yeah, and also I really agree with both of you because like you just need to communicate it really. Especially for me in the US, it's a English speaking nation, right? But I still find it struggle I was struggling to understand like the slang words that they have at first. They have a lot of slang words that I didn't understand. And at that time, the only way for me to be able to understand was like communicate with them and just like ask them like, hey, I'm new here. So can you like please explain? So something like that. And that way you can actually like kind of like bond with them, and there you can be friends with them too.
Okay, thank you so much. So we have another question from Sophia. Her first question is how many courses we should take for the ISMA program? Is there requirements for each university in the ISMA website because she is really confused about it.
If I'm not mistaken, we're only allowed to take 12, yeah, guys, 12 SKS, yeah, or more, yeah.
3 to 4 courses for me.
3 to 4 courses, and each is three SKS, right?
Uh, for my case, it was 5.
Oh, it was 5. So basically, they didn't really take an account of how many SKS, but they just said 3 to 4, but maximum 4. And in my case, I think I should take 4 and not more than 4. I also cannot take 3. I need to take 4. And I think rather than worrying about the ISMA, you need to confirm it to your project itself. How many SKS you need to take? Is it going to be converted, and what kind of course that you're going to take? But from ISMA, they basically just giving you the chances to take any courses outside of your major. How many SKS is up to you. Just in account of 4 courses. And what's matter the most, they're going to give you the letter of approval from Prodi. Is your Prodi going to approve these courses? So basically they make you to make a letter of your names and the list of the courses and signed by the Prodi. So maybe the other one too.
Yeah, in my case, I took 5 because of my visa requirements. So I got like the F1 visa for the US, and it requires me to take a minimum of 8 to 12 credits on summer quarter and 12 to 14 or 16, I believe, in the fall quarter. So it's inevitable that I had to take like more than 4 courses, but again, it's important to communicate it with your prodi as well.
Yeah, I think it also depends on each host uni because from ISMA, your initial registration in the fill-in form, like the very first thing that you need to like submit, you only need to put in 3 to 4 courses. But to what you actually learn, it depends on your host uni. Sometimes you can take only 3, but one of the courses have like higher number of credits than the other, so you can like take it to recognized to be more a higher number of SKS. It depends on your kaprodi juga. And then and for me, I also took 4 courses, but one is like 10 credits, and we also got like 1 free course. So we got 1 free course on gamelan. So it also depends on your host uni. Just make sure to confirm to your host uni and also your home uni.
Oh yeah, and just want to add, just because maybe this is still the admissions. Basically the initial courses didn't really cannot. In my case, I cannot really take all of the initial course because they have some prerequisite. So what is prerequisite? Prerequisite is like when you in a particular studies, for example, engineering, you need to take the other course first in order to take this course. So these things can be happen, and back again depends on each host uni. So keep in mind, sometimes the initial course cannot be taken, and you need to also research about the other courses. Sometimes in the host uni, they prepare a list of courses that you can take in that semester, and you can see for another alternative and backup plans.
Maybe I'll help to answer Sophia's other questions. She also asked, is there requirements for each uni on ISMA website? I believe it's going to be uploaded soon, but I think the website is currently on like progress. I think they're putting in the information of the host uni, and since the registration is going to be open on the 23rd, maybe you guys can try to open the ISMA website again close to that day. And you're really confused about the result for DET. I think it's 2 days if it's not too crowded, like if there's not much of a web traffic. But if too many people are taking the test, like this ISMA period, it might take 3 days. And there's also chances that your test is going to be unqualified or like unregistered, so you need to retake that test again. So I suggest to take it as early as possible.
Okay, thank you so much. The last question for today will be from Lauren. She is from VCD. So as you guys said, we need the English proficiency test to apply for ISMA. If we don't have the official EPT, when is the right time to taking the test? Is taking 3 kinds of EPT, the TOEFL, IELTS, and Duolingo a must, or we can just take one of them? Thank you.
All right, so I'll have to answer this one. So, you're only required to take one type of EPT. So it's either TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo. And the right time to take is any time that you feel like you already prepared for it. So prepare as early as possible, and whenever you feel like you're ready for it, just go for it. Yeah.
The right time is now. So you need to take the test now, because there's a lot of back again, you have your own strategy, you have your own values maybe, because back again, every EPT is good, but it's kind of back to the option and choices that you're going to take. If you take Asia, Europe, or I'm sorry if I'm wrong, Asia, Europe, or America, I think Duolingo is still can be taken. But if you in Australia, you cannot take Duolingo because it's not accepted by most of house you need there. So basically, it's back again to your strategy. You need to see your options and suit it to your EPT choices. For example, I choose IELTS because both Korea and Australia accept IELTS.
Maybe I'll help to add on a little bit. Maybe if you are not sure which APT you would like to take first, there are something that you need to reconsider. For example, is the cost. DET is like 1/3 of the price of an IELTS test, so that's you can take that into consideration as well. And also the difficulty level. I'm not sure because I haven't taken any DET yet, but I've practiced them. And some they have DET and IELTS, they have different structures, so you need to like understand the structure, and you need to know, would you do better in DET or IELTS? Because if you just like apply for the test without preparing anything, without knowing what you're going for, you're fighting with, you're just like setting yourself for failure. That's why just like be familiar with the test, take that into consideration, and also like the host uni choices, whether they accept DET or whether they just accept IELTS. And I think from what I've seen, most uni accept IELTS, but some uni only don't accept DET. So yeah, just be updated with the ISMA website.
Okay, thank you so much for the awardees for answering the question. So the Q&A session has ended. For a student who still has questions, you may reach out to NNP International Office or your PL lecturers. I believe that the awardees before has cited their information, so you may also them if you want to. So for now, we are going to have an announcement from Mr. Galar. The time is yours.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Jessica. And yeah, and also the rest of the UCIC students who has been helping us with this session. So yes, we have just heard the presentation from last year's awardees. We have Podo, Erika, Jonathan, and Jemima. Thank you very much to all those three students. It was very insightful. So I hope it triggers all your juniors to do the same thing to get the international experience in this very interesting way. So yeah, hopefully you find it very insightful, everybody. And for now, maybe I would like to give some additional announcements regarding ISMA, of course. So UC has made this year's task force to ensure your smooth journey of applying for ISMA. What we're doing is we want to prepare you to be more ready to face the whole selection process in ISMA. So maybe I would like to share some screen first. So, and I also will share you this presentation in the UCIC for ISMA 2024. So make sure you are joining the WhatsApp group. So every time you have a question, please never be hesitant to drop the question in the group. We are very ready, more than ready to answer all the questions. And yeah, we just want the question to be dropped in the the WhatsApp group, because we want everyone to be aware. So please, we are recommending to drop the question in the WhatsApp group instead of like the private chat actually. Yes, so let me share the screen. Okay, it's already visible to all of you. Okay.
Yes, it's visible.
Yep, thank you. So this year, this is the ISMA task force for for 2024. So this is the team. So there's me. I'm Glad from the NNP, and we also have Miss Gracia from the IBM IC. We also have Miss Jessica here, coming from the Food Technology Program and also NNP, and Miss Rivaldi from the VCD, and also Miss Anti from IBM RC. We also have Mr. Bernard Danu from the communication, also Miss Sasa from the HTB, and also Miss Evelyn Natania from the FTB. She's basically the alumni from the UCIC. So I will start from the timeline for you guys as the future candidate of ISMA. Hold on. So if you can take a look at the timeline for the for this year's of ISMA. So we can start maybe from the 19th January 2024. So we have started our official socialization, or like the info session about ISMA to UC from the ISMA Center. Yeah, this is where we are right now actually. And then this is the date where you can start to register yourself in the ISMA portal. So the registration for students will be open on the 23rd of January until 14th February of 2024. And then our task force teams has been preparing some like the series of student preparation events. So make sure if you're really interested in joining this program, make sure that you are aware of the programs that we will be conducting in preparing you to be successful. All the information about the preparation events will be shared on the WhatsApp group. So make sure that you are joining the group. We will share you the QR to join the group after this, yeah. And then we will also ask the assistant from the awardees from the first edition of ISMA, and also from the last edition of ISMA in 2023, just like what we're doing right now, to give a sharing session about tips and tricks, how to register, how to make a good essay, what kind of essay that made them successful in the first place in applying the ISMA. So yeah, that kind of thing that we have that we will be prepared for you guys in the next couple of weeks. And then also we encourage you to fill out the G forms that we have shared from today until the max is February 11. And in order to fill the form, you need this kind of the document that are the EPT. You can use maybe I need to highlight this again. You only required with one EPT, so you are not required to do all those three EPT. Actually, you can either use Duolingo, you can either use the TOEFL, and also the IELTS. And also you need passport, of course, to go abroad, and the legalized transcript from BAA. And also, you need to fill in the UCG form. And yeah, so this is the part 2. So we can continue with this another required documents. So you will be also required to have these documents in order to apply in the ISMA portal. So SKCK and also Surat Bebas Narkoba. And Bu Gracia, do I have Bu Gracia here?
Yes, I'm here. You want me to
Yes,
continue, Pak?
Yes, please.
Okay, so all right, so previous students who have done ISMA, I was the head, and now today I'm helping Mr. Kelar as the vice for this task force. So yeah, let me announce some information. So basically, you guys, after you got the required letters and also you have passed the first stage, there will be the nationality test, just like what Erika mentioned earlier. We'll see if that's going to be the same this year. Yeah, so the nationality test is basically about how well you can implement the values of Pancasila and whatnot, and everyone must take this test. And then somewhere between mid-February to mid-March of 2024, there will be an interview selection process. This interview selection process, make sure that you see the note. It is important that you know the schedule might be 1 day prior to the interview. So everyone, please prepared and check your emails. And yeah, there will be a lot of workshop sessions from the task force who will help you to be ready for this one. And I think what I want to highlight is that the program that is different from last year's task force for this year is basically we're going to have a massive mock-up interview mentoring and also the essay mentoring. So it's not just a session where we give you some tips, but we'll also hold like an offline session where our lectures and also we will ask help from the previous awardees as well to help you check your essay, what can be improved, and then what the interview will be look like, and like the Google Sheet that Erika has shared. Thank you so much. It's very useful for the candidates today. You guys can start preparing your answer, how to answer diplomatically. Okay. By the way, guys, I don't know if you can see the bottom page of the slide, but the orange one is the fixed timeline from the ISMA program, and the black one is the ones that we, as in UC task force, are preparing for you. Okay, next slide, please, Pak Kelar. Okay, so for the third part is the ISMA awardee announcement. It's somewhat in mid-March. So compared to the last year, this year is very packed. Last year, March was actually the opening schedule, or well, it's still the registration process, but for this year, March is already the announcement. Yeah, so everything is going to be very intensive throughout January to February to March. So make sure you really prepare yourself, have a good time management. And then for the mid-March until June, for the awardees, you are going to prepare for your departure. There will be a lot of discussions with your head of department, with your docent PA or PA lecturer. Make sure that you really communicate well with them, because they are the ones who will approve for your course conversion. So how many modules you need to take, what courses can be converted and not. Yeah, and then there will be also sessions from the ISMA committee as well, where they require the awardees to join all of the sessions, and make sure you do join all of them. And for the ones who become the awardee, you will experience the ISMA around July or August to December or January, February. It depends on each university. There will be reporting as well. There will be LPG. LPG is basically like a logbook or something like that. And you need to follow up with all of this administrative processes. And I know that the awardees know much better than me. Whereas for the ones who are not
approved as an awardee, there is another opportunity which is IISMA co-funding. And this one is it's not a full scholarship that is given to you, it's partial scholarship. And we will get more information somewhere around March or April. And yeah, just stay tuned for that information.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to Butler.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Yeah. So yeah, thank you also for bringing up ISMA co-funding. But we do hope that you can get this full scholarship first, successfully. But then, if you are maybe not so lucky enough, you have another shot in the ISMA co-funding. So yeah, but please prepare yourself for the ISMA regular, so you will have this exciting experience for free. Yep. Next one. This is the QR code and also the G form that you can fill out prior to your registration in the ISMA portal. So this is actually, it's just an internal, it's for our internal, internal database actually. But then you still also need to register yourself in the official ISMA portal afterwards. So this G form is for use, it's to make sure that the candidates have the required document. You are also approved by your Kaprodi and Dekan, Kaprodi or Dekan, and also you get you will need also to get the recommendation letter for the vice rector. And there will be also 2 G forms, but I think we don't think it's necessary for us to share the second G form, so we can focus on this first on the first G forms instead. And this is the WhatsApp group that I was talking about. So please feel free to join the WhatsApp group, and you can ask any question that you have regarding ISMA. In the WhatsApp group, there will be us, the whole team of the task force, also the PIC of international office. So I will also share to you who are the PIC of the international office that you can that you can get to those people every time you need assistance. So yeah, the WhatsApp group function as the centralized ISMA info for all the candidates. So basically, we will share all the information regarding ISMA, like the workshop, like any updates about ISMA. We will share it in the WhatsApp group, and you are very welcome to address your question. And then rules of the WhatsApp group. So please, just like what I've mentioned earlier, you are very welcome to drop a message in the WhatsApp group. So never hesitate to drop a question. It's never been a stupid thing to ask a question. So yeah, never hesitate to drop a question. And also, we will have the frequently asked question link in the WhatsApp group description that you can, spare a little time to read all the frequently asked questions, and you might find some information that you can find it very useful. So yeah, this is all basically the PIC of NNP. Basically, NNP is a networking partnership. In case you don't know, NNP is one of the departments that we have in UC that basically will taking care of this whole ISMA thing. So in case that you need to know who is the PIC of NNP of each department, these are the people actually. So in the School of Business Management, so any one of you coming from the SPM, you can directly go to them and ask information about the internationalization, not just ISMA, but we're talking about ISMA right now. So yeah, basically these people will help you. We have Miss Iranta, Miss Kazia from accounting, Pak Yopi juga dari accounting, Mr. Wendra, Mr. Tika. Maybe you have familiar faces here. And then from the SIFT, we have Mr. Richard Evans Sutanto, we have Miss Teresia Ratidewi, Pak Edwin, and also from the psychology, Miss Livia. From the School of Creative Industry, we have Miss Yoanita, Pak Effort, and also Pak Ray. Luckily, we also have Pak Ray here as a task force, so he must be more than ready to assist you to address. Actually, not just him, we are more than ready to assist you with all the questions that you need. For the School of Medicine, we also have Dr. Charles as the PIC of NNP. And the last one is for the School of Tourism, we have Bu Sasa, who also appears to be a part of our task force team this year. Miss Fabiola Leopardo coming from the culinary business, and Mr. Joko is coming from the food technology program, and also the one and only Mr. Dano coming from the communication science and media business. So I think that's the announcement that I can deliver to you guys. Bu Gracia or any other team from task force, do you have any additional things to add? Pak Ray?
Also, Pak.
All good, yeah? Okay, maybe from students, do you have any question? Maybe I can give you like 2 questions slot. If you have any question, feel free. Or if not, I think I can give it back to Jessica to end this meeting. Oh, yeah. Pak Ray, thank you for drop the WhatsApp link in the chat box.
I think it's better to put it, if they have any question, just let it us know in the group WhatsApp, probably would be better.
Yep.
I think it's already 5 o'clock now.
Yes. Okay, I think if we have no more questions, Jessica, I'll give it to you. Carry on.
Okay, thank you. So as stated before, this test, if all of you join the WhatsApp group, if you have any further questions, or you can reach out the networking and partnership department or your national office, or go to each of the PIC for each of the majors. So on the 23rd of January, we will be having another IISMA talk show on Tuesday, and it will be from 3 until 5 p.m. like today. You can register yourself.
Jessica, sorry to interrupt, but your voice is like a robotic. I don't know what's wrong.
I'm sorry. Oh, this is better.
Yeah, please try again.
Okay, so to students who wish to join the next IISMA talk show, it will be held on the 23rd of January, 2024 on Tuesday on 3 until 5 p.m. You may register yourself in just starting from today. And I think I will let Eugene take a picture of us now.
Oh, so we have a photo session? Huh?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Thank you, Jessica. Please, everyone, we are having a photo session, so please turn on the camera and yeah, we're gonna take a picture. Jessica, can you help us?
Okay, everyone, please turn on your cameras. All right, so we're going to take the photo session. Eugene, can you please take a picture and tell us if you finished taking all 9 slides? Okay, so I think the photo session is finished. Thank you so much, Eugene, and thank you so much, everyone, for attending. Please make sure to attend next week's IISMA talk show, and make sure to join the WhatsApp group or contact us if you have any questions. Good luck, everyone. Thank you so much for attending. You may all leave the Zoom now.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, everyone. Have a good luck on the IISMA journey. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.